Every world-changing innovation that humans have created up to this point has had its theoretical limits. A nuclear bomb, while scary, needs a human to detonate it. A car can only run as far as the gasoline that you put in it, but artificial intelligence isn't like that. It's the first thing that humans have discovered that hasn't had its own limits. As I'm sure you've noticed already, artificial intelligence is everywhere. It decided the first thing that you saw on your social media feed this morning. It decides your credit score, it decides whether you get that loan. It's everywhere. Odds are you didn't program that, neither did I. The odds are even greater that you didn't consent to it, just like me, so it just runs quietly every single day. When we talk about artificial intelligence, there's two main directions that it can go. There's the software side with things like ChatGPT or the cloud, things that you can't see or touch, but you can interact with them through a screen. And then you have the hardware side, things like your phone or your microwave, something that can interact with the physical world. I spent the last year on the physical hardware side. Designing artificial intelligence can be something that you can hold in your hand, and the more that I build it, the more that I realize we're asking the wrong questions about artificial intelligence. Tonight, we're going to explore both directions of artificial intelligence. Let's start with the side that you're probably already familiar with, the software side. Software artificial intelligence is already being deployed in many major industries, including healthcare, finance, and social media. Healthcare, artificial intelligence is reading neuroradiology scans at a rate better than current doctors. That's incredible, and it's saving lives, but the problem arises when it doesn't save a life and someone dies. Who's to blame? Is it the doctor that originally missed it? Is it the person that designed the artificial intelligence? Is it the hospital? We haven't really started answering that question. Despite this fact, artificial intelligence is already being deployed at scale. In the finance world, artificial intelligence is deciding credit scores, approving and denying loans, making real-world financial decisions that affect people's lives based on patterns that live in data. Here's a big problem about patterns in data. Data is based on human history, and human history is full of bias. When artificial intelligence is trained on biased data, it tends to reflect that bias out into its output at a rate that no human audit can keep up with. Moving on to artificial intelligence and social media, I'm not talking about those AI slop videos that get recommended to you. I'm talking about the algorithm that did the recommending. AI algorithms are based to maximize engagement. And the problem with that is that good content can be engaging, but the most engaging things are fear, conflict, things that make you angry and really want to make you click on that screen. If these algorithms did their job perfectly, you would never put down your phone. And I think that that's really scary that that's their goal. On the concept of scary things, because fear is engaging and I want you to keep watching this video, let's talk about the stuff that keeps me up at night, like artificial intelligence in war. For those of you who have watched that Black Mirror episode, I'm sure that you're familiar with the concept of artificial intelligence drone warfare. That is no longer a dystopian future. In 2020, there was a war that was over in 44 days, not because one side ran out of food or soldiers, but because one side had autonomous drones and the other side didn't. Here's what makes autonomous weapons different than every weapon in human history. In the moment between seeing the enemy and pulling the trigger, you have to make a conscious decision to kill somebody. Autonomous weapons completely remove that decision. A drone strike can identify and kill a target within milliseconds, completely removing the decision made by a human. We didn't just automate the weaponry, but we fully automated the decision. On a much smaller scale, AI self-driving cars are making the same decision on a much smaller scale. If an AI car is about to crash, it has to run the calculations on the trolley issue, which most humans can't solve on their own, so I don't know how a computer is supposed to decide between a pedestrian and the passenger, but somehow these models are making that decision for us. The problem is that this is not a coding problem. This is a philosophical problem that gets half-baked into code. I can't even imagine writing code that would decide between a pedestrian and the passenger, but I guess we're doing it. If you think that this stuff is confusing up to this point, we're just getting started, because once you start to apply law to this, it all breaks down. Now, I'm no lawyer, but from my perspective, the current legal system is based on one fundamental assumption, that humans should be held responsible for their actions. Artificial intelligence has completely broken this assumption. If a self-driving vehicle kills somebody, who is held responsible? Is it the company that deployed it? Is it the driver? Is it the government that approved it? Right now, the answer is we're figuring it out, but for some reason that doesn't sit well with me. On the subject of copyright, AI models were trained on billions of pieces of creative human work, things like books, art, music, code, without the permission of the writers, without compensation. If I copied a million songs and sold the results, no one would really call that innovation, but if I were to call it AI, we would. What I'm saying is the law has not caught up, and the people building these models definitely aren't waiting for that. Every time that you interact with an AI model, you are training it. Whether it's your voice, your code, or your artwork that you run through it, that data will be used to train future models. And that was made okay in the terms of service agreements that I definitely didn't read. I don't know if you did, but I think we signed over our rights. Alright, that was a lot of rambling, so I want to tie this video all together. I added some more key points that I wanted to talk about but didn't have time to get to in this video. To tie this video all together, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a 22-year-old in my dorm room with a whiteboard trying to talk about AI because I genuinely love this technology. I love building it and I love talking about it. So if you want to hear me ramble about it more, like and subscribe, more videos on the way. But I don't have all the answers. I'm really just here for the ride.